Hey y'all, what's going on? It's your roommate's favorite podcast, Unfiltered and Unprepared. I'm your host, Selah Robinson.
And I'm Tia Green.
And
I'm Ayanna Wade.
And I'm Amarah HInds.
So today we're going to be talking about Valentine's Day. This is our special Valentine's Day episode. And we're going to start off with talking about being a college student on a budget with also wanting to celebrate Valentine's Day. So what do you think, Tia?
Okay, so I think being a college student, being on a budget is a great way to help you learn how to save money when the holidays come around, because when you're like working and stuff, you may not always have the funds. So utilize what you have. Like, you have a lot more than you think. Like, they have 12 to 2s on the breezeway where you could go buy roses. You could also just go Dutch and just go to McDonald's, or like, you don't have to go to a steakhouse. You could go to McDonald's. You could go to a fast food restaurant. You could just eat something in your room together. The park is free. Like, utilize this stuff.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, Ayanna, what do you think?
I think, like, if you, like, have, like, movies inside your room, like, make something special, like, do something painting, like, something that's, like, really less expensive. It don't have to be the whole shebang, because we college students. We not married.
Dollar Tree. I find Dollar Tree very useful. Like, you can get, like, a whole bunch of, like, little stuff for like $20, 20 whole dollars. So yeah, Dollar Tree.
Yeah, I feel like as college students, I know that we be in love and stuff, but like, don't blow the bank on trying to impress your boo, because
not even the bank, that refund check.
Don't blow that on your boo for Valentine's Day, because they might not even be there for next Valentine's Day. Then you gotta do it all over again, and you just spend all that money on somebody who you don't even care about no more. So yeah, and I read up that like 1/3 of married couples don't even celebrate Valentine's Day. So is it like really worth it in the end? Like, if you don't even end up celebrating it in a few years. So what y'all think about that?
I would just say, piggyback off what you said, I completely agree with that. I would just say you don't have to spend a lot of money on someone to show that you like them. A lot of it is just the fact that you care. Like, you care enough to be like, hey, I want you to be my Valentine. You care enough to, try and do something for you. Like, I don't think at our age, nobody is really expecting you to break the bank, but I think it matters more to show that you care just by the little things, just by like showing up or complimenting them, or just being genuine. That probably would mean a lot more than someone spending an arm and a leg on something that they can't afford. So I think the time that you use is more valuable than what you're doing for Valentine's Day, because just because you spend money on someone doesn't mean like, you take them serious. People do one thing and do the next all the time. So what you do with that time with that person says a lot.
Mm.
Yeah, like, some of the first Valentine cards that was made, they were, like, handmade. So it wasn't like someone going to the store and spending that money on it. They took their time and effort and, had a card decorated. And I feel like that's more nicer than a store-bought card. That shows, like, how you feel and, like, what comes from you.
And at the end of the day, you don't need one specific day to prove that you love your significant partner. You should love them every day.
Clock it.
At the end of the day.
Yes. So getting into the next, getting onto the next thing, do y'all think that if you're in a relationship with somebody, they should still ask you to be their Valentine?
I'm going to say yes, because I just think that, like, regardless of being in a relationship, it's, again, communication. Like we talked about last week, like, regardless of the relationship, people want, I'm not going to say satisfaction, but people just want, I forgot the word, but they want to feel like valued. They want to feel like you care. They want, so I think sometimes people can overlook how important that can be to someone, or how that can like light up someone's day. Like, yeah, we're together, but I still want to hear you say it. So, yeah.
I agree, because it's like, even though you're together, I feel like my significant other shouldn't assume that we're Valentines, because what if you assuming that the whole time and Valentine's Day come, you ain't got nothing? now you looking dumb. So I feel like asking is like the certification that your significant other may want or need to be like, okay, let me go out my way since you decide to go out your way to ask me.
I agree. Like we talked about like last week too, you know, your significant partner getting comfortable once they get their foot in the door and stuff like that. But just because, we're together, don't just automatically assume and get comfortable that I'm going to be your Valentine, because like I could be somebody else's Valentine. So now you're looking crazy.
Somebody else is wild.
I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, and I don't know. I don't feel like if we already locked in for like this is our 5th Valentine's together, we know that we gonna get something for each other. You don't gotta ask me if we 5 years in. Like that don't mean not celebrate it. We could still celebrate, do something cute, but like I feel like we 5 years in. You don't gotta ask me. Like we already locked in. We already 5 years. 5 years in.
Yeah.
You don't gotta ask me no more.
Like your first, second year, just
just keep it cute.
Yeah.
But like if we that deep in, you don't gotta ask me. I mean, like I'm not saying don't get nothing for me. We ain't that far in yet. But
like if you was married for 100 years, don't ask me.
Don't ask me. Just bring the flowers. Just bring the flowers and bring the chocolate.
It don't say be my Valentine. It should just say Valentine's.
Right. A fun fact is like nearly for 50% of people ask their date out by text.
Text is crazy. I feel like certain things should be in person, not over the phone. Like you wouldn't ask someone to be your girlfriend or your boyfriend over text. No, you're going to go out your way to ask. Just make it special. So it's like Valentine's is celebrating y'all love together, so that should be special just as much as asking someone out should be.
I agree. And plus tone isn't really conveyed like well through text. So like they could just be saying it like, will you be my girlfriend, or like will you be my Valentine? Like I want to be in your face and have you ask me that in my face.
Yeah. I agree. I think like again, like actions speak louder than words. Like the way that you go about things says a lot, because to me it seems more compassionate if it's in person. Like, hey, you really took your time, you really thought about what you want to say, versus text. You could have just threw something together, and like you said, like tone and text, two totally different things. You're not gonna feel the same way, and like being someone asking you out is a very special moment. Like, why would I want to go out with you? You just gonna text me.
I feel like situation matters a lot. Like, I completely don't ask me out. Don't ask me out through text. Don't do it. But like, if I'm like talking to somebody who's like a very busy person, like say like they work a lot and like they work like overnight and then they got school during the day and like it's just a lot going on. We only see each other maybe like once a week or even if that, and we're always on the phone, always texting. I would understand that more than just not asking me to be a Valentine, because you got to ask me. But do it in a way that works for you and works for us. Like if you're not busy all the time and I see you almost every day and you ask me over text, that's where I'd feel some type of way, because it's like, why are you asking me over text and I just seen you yesterday? So, but like if they're a very busy person, I feel like I would accept it. Like I would accept, okay, you asked me over text or over the phone because we barely see each other.
Yeah, but you gotta think about like people make time and effort for the ones they care about the most. Even if it's just that 2-second mark, they're going to take that 2 seconds and put you in that 2 seconds because they care about you. They want you to feel special because you're their person. So I feel like text is just completely unacceptable to me for my standards.
So how do you feel about over the phone?
Over the phone, no, because just as fast you picked up that phone to call, just as fast you should have been over here at my door. My door is always open because you're the person that I want to be with. You're the person that I made time for. So I expect you to go above and beyond as you want me to go above and beyond, because you can't expect one thing from me and you're not giving that.
I don't know. I just feel differently. I feel like if my boo is like, if they work 8-hour shifts and then go to classes and then they got to find time to sleep, eat, and actually live their life, I wouldn't be that mad over it. Like, I wouldn't be like heartbroken if they just asked me over the phone or over text, because like you busy, you is busy, and I feel like as adults, like we gotta understand that like we can't. I understand prioritizing, but we can't always. There's not always time for everything, because I don't be always having time for everything. I know a lot of people don't always have time for everything. I feel like a part of like being an adult and like understanding is like understanding that not everybody's going to have time for every single thing, even if that's what they want to do. Because I don't have time for everything I want to do. And I feel like most of us don't have time for everything we want to do.
Okay. Well, the divorce filings, did y'all know, another fun fact, that divorce filings increased by 40% around Valentine's Day?
I didn't know that.
So what do you think, Amarah?
About divorce?
About divorce filings go up 50% by Valentine's Day.
That's crazy, because why y'all getting divorced on Valentine's Day? You know?
Because it's like, sometimes people be expecting wedding ring, engagement.
Yeah.
They expect all of that on Valentine's Day because that's a special day. And then they don't get it and say it's been 5 years. He ain't put a ring on it. Or 7 years.
Exactly.
Well, you've been the only person I've been talking to you for 5 years and you don't think that I'm the
one. Yeah, exactly.
So it's just like, now we divorced or it's like the standards are not there. Like, you could have the standards 5 years and you change your standards and your standards are low. Why are your standards getting lower and lower the more years to come? Your standards should be getting higher and higher. You should want to see me smile every year, brighter and brighter. You should want that feeling.
And that's what also goes back to, like, men, or not even just men, like, when people get the person that they want, they get so comfortable and they think they don't got to put much effort into their person. And it's like, that's completely the opposite. It's harder to keep me than it is to get me.
Right. So on that topic, do you guys think like friends and social media have an influence on how you feel about partners and their roles in a relationship?
Yes and no, because like social media can portray one thing, and behind closed doors it could be a totally different thing. So it's just like, it's like kind of hard with that, because it's like you never know what's going on behind closed doors until you open that door, and sometimes that door don't never get open, and then people just say what they want without really seeing what's behind that door.
Social media is fake. That's why you can't really rely on it, to dictate your relationship. Because social media is fake. I could say right now on social media that I got $100,000. And whether you choose to believe that, that's on you, because I just lied in your face. But hey, at the end of the day, they don't know that. They just know that I got $100,000. But you can't really fully believe social media. It is fake.
I mean, social media definitely has an influence, but it's really ultimately up to you. Again, like what you said, what you believe, what you choose to take from what other people post, because reality is we all try and post like the more positive sides of our life on social media. Nobody is trying to post like the negatives, all the bad. So with that being said, like, yeah, social media tries to portray, the good. And we just have to, I would say for me, I just kind of know, like, yeah, social media portrays what it wants to portray, but at the end of the day, that's not my life. So I look at it, I get off social media, and that's the end of that. Like, I'm not finna dwell on it. I'm not finna compare myself, because I really don't know what's going on. Like you said, behind closed doors, I know what I have going on, and I'm not gonna put myself in a situation where I'm gonna like dwell on what I see, because it's probably a false reality. And as far as friendship, I would say friendship, yes, because typically we have friends that either are similar to us or are different, but in a way that compliment us in some way and we compliment them. So I would say in the sense of like, you may look at your friends and be like, yeah, they have this relationship, and maybe like you try and like learn from what they do in their relationship, maybe what they did, maybe I need to work on that, or maybe that's something I need to think about when I'm in a relationship, stuff like that. But I would just say friendship can be a good thing, and it can be a bad thing. But I think friends, like, they have a place in the sense of like, they want to look out for you. They want to, like, we're going through something in a relationship, they want to be there for you. But at the same time, I think like there's a separation in the sense of like certain things are just in your relationship. And then the friend part comes in when you just need someone to talk to, or you just need some advice. So they're all influencing each other, but it all depends on you how you want them to influence you, basically.
Facts.
I feel like, I feel like that you summed that up very well, because it's like they do have an influence, but at the same time they also don't. Like, both do and both don't. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like you did that very well. So, yeah, this was your guys' Unfiltered and Unprepared podcast. I'm your host, Selah Robinson.
And I'm Tia Green.
I'm Ayanna Wade.
Y'all already know I'm Amarah HInds.
All right, bye, roommates. I'll see y'all later.
All right, see you in the next one. Enjoy your Valentine's Day.